What's up with it? Y'all already know what it is. You tuned in to another episode of Everything Boxing. I don't watch reality TV. I watch boxing. There you go talking that boxing again. Yeah. And y'all know what to do. When you come in the building, smash on that like button, then jump in the comments and let me know you're in the building. Yes, sir. We're going to get it popping today. Got a whole lot to talk about. We got a lot to talk about today. And like I said, when you come in the building, jump in that comment section. Let me know you're in the building. Be that bitch, salute. Yes. Smash that like button. Chef Boyardee, what's going down? Salute to you. Sal Hamilton off in the building. What's going down? What's good with you? Yeah, we got a whole lot to talk about. You go ahead and send my man Money Brown this link. Think he said he having some technical difficulties. And you know, whoever that's watching this on Facebook, share this to your boxing groups. Jewels of Life, what's good? Yeah, man, where you been at? I ain't seen you in a long time. Yeah. Money just having some technical difficulties, but you know, he'll be in the building as soon as he get that situated. You did get a notification today. Yeah, they don't never be hardly sending my notifications out, but it's all good, you know. He said, okay, you work for Toyota. That's what's up. Hell yeah. Yeah. And we're gonna get into it real soon. Just give it about another minute or so, so people can get these notifications, and we gonna get the show popping off. Yes, sir. Yeah. Victor Alvarez, what's going on? Salute to you, King. Salute to you. And so let's just go ahead and get the show jumping off. Let's go ahead and just get the show started. So the first thing I want to get into, right? The other night, right? I mean, the other day, I had a show, and I cooked on Teofimo Lopez, coming out telling lies in the public, talking about that he was working on the fight with Devin Haney, right? That he was working on a fight with Devin Haney, that they had sent Devin Haney a contract, right? Now, y'all saw Bill Haney came on the show, and he said, that's some bullshit. He said, we ain't talked to nobody over there. We ain't working on nothing. We want the fight, but we haven't heard nothing from them over there. So he ain't sent us nothing. So, we went over there, right? And I had told y'all, I said, first of all, I knew it was a lie, because how can Teofimo Lopez and his dad send a contract out to anybody, right? They got to go through Bob Arum, right? So if any contract has been sent out, it wasn't Teofimo Lopez and his pops. It would have had to been Bob Arum. So I said, that's all some bullshit, and it's all lies. And y'all hit my like button. Hit the like button. When you come in the building, hit the like button. So I knew it was all some bullshit and some all lies. So last night, I'm watching Fred on Barbershop Conversations. He got a good relationship with Bob Arum. So Bob Arum comes on the show. Bob Arum, he talks about, they talk about a lot. The great show. Go check it out, when you get a chance, on Barbershop Conversations. But so Fred asked Bob Arum, he said, look, Teofimo Lopez, he's saying that he sent out a contract to Devin Haney. He sent out a contract to Devin Haney. And so what's going on with that? Bob Arum was like, that's complete bullshit. Teofimo Lopez and Teofimo Lopez Sr., they cannot send out no contract unless it goes through me. They don't send out contracts. So he told him straight up that Teofimo Lopez was lying. They don't send out contracts. I mean, and it's crazy how, some of these fighters would get on here and just tell any type of lie to their fans, right? Talking about that. He just lets you know straight out, ain't nobody sent no fucking contract. He says that they don't have nothing to do with no contracts, right? Just like I've been saying for the longest time. No contract gets sent out if it's not Bob Arum and his team sending it out, right? Teofimo Lopez is a fighter. So just like Bob Arum says, Bob Arum said, how can he send a contract out, right? He can't send no contract out to nobody, right? All he can do is tell me who he wants to fight, and then if I want to, make that fight, and if it's fit and I think it's, sustainable to make that fight, then we'll do it. If not, he don't have no control over none of that, right? Straight up. So like I told y'all, and it was crazy because when I got on here, right, when Bill Haney came on here and he told y'all it was a lie, you still had clowns coming in the chat, right? Coming on the show, talking about, oh, y'all just Teofimo Lopez haters. Y'all just hating on Teofimo, right? But like I always say, when you speak facts, right, and it don't fit your narrative, it's always hate, right? It's hate. When you speak facts and it does not fit your narrative, it's hate. Jules of Life says, everything boxing, why you make Bob Arum sound like he smoked too many cars? Because he do. Terrence Crawford. Yeah, he do, man. Yeah, like I said, when it don't fit your narrative, then it's hate. Because I was the first one on here that gave Teofimo Lopez all the props in the world when he beat Lomachenko because I didn't think he could do it, right? I always talk about how great Bob Arum is. I always talk about how great Teofimo Lopez is inside the ring. But him coming out with these lies, right? Trying to make the fans believe that he's trying to make a fight with Devin Haney. They didn't send the contract over to Devin Haney. They working on a fight with Devin. It's a fucking lie. And what that makes me think, right? It makes me think this, right? And Silver 2011, what's good with you? It makes me think this, right? That you really have no intentions on making a fight with Devin Haney, right? You just want to, right, blow smoke in the fan space and make them believe that you want to make a fight with Devin Haney. You don't want to make no fight with Devin Haney, right? Also, right, not even that. So Bill Haney comes on the show, right? Bill Haney comes on the show with Bob Arum. And Bill Haney is adamant about, look, we want to smoke. I want to fight. So what's up, Bob? And Bob Arum says, look, get with Eddie Hearn, and me and Eddie Hearn talk every day. He says, me and Eddie Hearn talk almost every day about business, about different things, right? And Eddie Hearn has not spoken to me about a fight with Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney. So I said, damn, that's interesting. You mean to tell me that Eddie Hearn is also out here, right, in the media acting like he's advocating for a fight for Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez? But Bob Arum is on here saying that he talks to Eddie Hearn all the time, right? He talks to Bob Arum he talks to Eddie Hearn all the time, and Eddie Hearn has not spoke to him or brought up a fight between, Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez. And I said, damn, ain't that shit crazy, right? Y'all talking all the time, and Eddie Hearn is, right, the promoter of Devin Haney, right? And Eddie Hearn hasn't brought up the fight between Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez to your attention. Eddie Hearn has not told you, look, man, won't we try to make a fight with, Teofimo Lopez and my guy Devin Haney? Won't we try to make that happen? I said, what the fuck? Right? So y'all talk all the time and he hasn't brought this up to you? And so this is what Bob Arum is saying. So Bob Arum said, we talking about other fights, right? We talk about a lot of other fights, but he has not spoke to me about a fight with Devin Haney. And I said, hold on. Ain't this some bullshit? Blue Blood Sports TV off in the building. Salute to you, King. Oh, yeah, I appreciate it, man. I got these. I got some more made too, man. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. So I said, ain't this some bullshit, right? Because if I'm Eddie Hearn, that's one of the main topics. That's one of the main things that I should be on. I should be doing everything I can do, especially if I have a relationship with Bob Arum like that, and we speak all the time. So you speaking about other fights, but you're not talking about a fight between Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez, right? One of the biggest, hottest fights in that whole division, right? And if you promote it right, it could be one of the biggest, hottest fights in all of boxing right now, easily. So what's really going on? Because, right, we've had this pattern, right, of Eddie Hearn doing things like this before. I know we can say that Bob Arum is full of bullshit and he lies. He lies because Bob Arum do lie. But I'm not even going to go that route, right? Because I don't know if Bob Arum is lying. But the route that I am going to go with is that I know, and y'all hit my like button. If you're in the building, hit my like button, right? The route that I am going to go with is that I know that Eddie Hearn has a history of doing this. Think back to the AJ, right? The Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder situation, right? He was telling AJ one thing, right? And then doing another, right? Think back to Luis Ortiz situation. He promised Luis Ortiz, right? He was in Luis Ortiz's ear, promising him that he was going to get, right? He was going to get a fight, right? He was going to get a fight with Anthony Joshua, right? Right? He signed Luis Ortiz. That's his guy. Luis Ortiz is fighting under him, right? At one point in time. He promising him, okay, I'm going to give you a fight with Anthony Joshua if you do this. Luis Ortiz did everything that Eddie Hearn asked for, but what did he do? Did Luis Ortiz ever get that fight with Anthony Joshua? Right? So we can say that Bob Arum is lying all we want to, but at the end of the day, does Eddie Hearn have a track record of doing things like this, right? So I say that to say this, is Eddie Hearn can easily be telling, right? He could easily be telling Bill Haney, right? He could easily be telling Bill and Devin Haney, look, you know, I'm working on a fight. I'm working on a fight between you and Teofimo Lopez. We trying to get that done, right? I've been in talks with Bob Arum and we trying to get that done, right? He could easily say that, right? And then when he's talking to Bob Arum, not even bring it up. So I don't know who's telling the truth. I don't know what's going on, but all I gotta say is, you know, he has a history of doing things like that. Bob Arum also has a history of lying, right? So what's going on? What's going on? And that right there, right? If y'all listening, right? That right there lets me know that this fight between Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney, it's highly likely that it's not going to take place no time soon, right? Because Bob Arum, he specifically said that they are working on the fight between Teofimo Lopez and George Kambosos, right? That's the fight that they focus on. That's the fight that they're working on, right? Bill Haney is on the show also last night, and he's like, well, we want Teofimo Lopez. What's up? Well, you got to speak to Eddie. You got to go and talk to Eddie. If you want the fight, I mean, Eddie has not mentioned the fight. He hasn't mentioned Devin Haney to me. We've talked about a lot of business, but Eddie has not mentioned the fight. So that lets me know whether Bob Arum, it doesn't matter whether if he's lying or if he's telling the truth. What does that let y'all know? At the end of the day, they're not trying to make this fight, right? Bill Haney wants to fight. Devin Haney wants to fight. Teofimo Lopez don't want to fight. Bob Arum don't want to fight. You know why? I'm going to break it down for you again why Teofimo Lopez doesn't want to fight. Teofimo Lopez doesn't want to fight because why would he be getting out here and telling lies, right? Trying to get ahead of the game, deceiving all of his fans and his followers, telling them that, oh, yeah, we already working on the fight. We sending the contract. We already working on the fight. We sent the contract over to Devin Haney and his team. Why would he say that, right? What is the reason why he would say that, right? Think about this, y'all. Why would he tell a bold-faced lie like this, right? To all of his fans, right? It's simple. You know what the simple reason is? Is when it comes out that that fight is not happening, right? And he's fighting somebody else, and it's not Devin Haney, whether it be George Kambosos or whoever else, right? And it's not Devin Haney. What is his fans gonna say? What are they gonna convert back to? They're gonna say, well, the reason that the Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez fight didn't happen, it didn't have nothing to do with Teo. It was because Devin Haney and them, they didn't really want it. Why didn't they sign the contract when they sent the contract to Devin Haney? Why did Devin Haney and his team sign the contract? Right? If they wanted to fight, they would have signed the contract now, right? Right? Now, everybody, right? Now you done deceived everybody. Now you done got everybody, you ahead of it. You got ahead of everything, right? You got ahead of the story, right? Now, who out there looking bad? Devin Haney and his team. Because now everybody going to run with that story that Devin Haney and his team, they didn't sign the contract. Right? They didn't sign the contract. Then when Devin Haney and his team come out and say, well, we never got no contract. Right? Then what is Teofimo fans and followers going to say? Oh, they're lying. They know they got a contract. Why would Teofimo, come out and lie? Why would Teofimo come out and lie and say that he sent the contract? Why would he do that? He's just showing that he wants to fight. Devin Haney and Bill Haney, they clout chasing. That's what they gonna say. Devin Haney and Bill Haney, they didn't want to fight. They're just clout chasers. They clout chasers. They didn't want to fight. Because see, that's how boxing rolls now, right? That's how these fighters lie, fans lie, right? But we come on here and we speak facts, right? Fighters lie, fans lie, but over here we talking big facts. So yeah, and see, the thing is what, right? The thing is that Bill Haney be on his shit so hard. He be on his, Bill Haney's on top of his game. So, right, somebody else might have missed that, right? What if Bill Haney wasn't on top of his shit, right? And wasn't really focusing and seeing everything that's going on, right, out here, right? Bill Haney could have missed that. Teofimo Lopez, right, could have slid with that lie that he was telling, right? A week passed, 2 weeks passed. Now, Bill Haney, or Devin Haney, right, it comes to their attention, right? Now it's too late. It's too late. But Bill Haney was on that shit, right away. At the same time, Teofimo Lopez was telling that fucking bald-faced lie. Bill Haney was checking that shit at the same time because he's on his shit. He on his A game, right? And they really want to smoke. Now, whether you believe that Devin Haney can beat Teofimo Lopez or not, that's a fact of opinion. But what we do know is that they really want to fight. And what I think is that Teofimo Lopez, he don't want that fight right now. He don't, because like I told y'all before, all of these guys grew up, right, in the same amateur ranks together. They all know what each other has to bring to the table, right? Go back and look at the footage when Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez were face to face. Who looked like they wanted to smoke and who looked like they didn't want to smoke? Who had different energy when they was face to face? That's one fact that lets me know that Teofimo Lopez don't really want that smoke, right? And before, and I've been one of the, and I've been vocal saying that I would favor Teofimo Lopez over Devin Haney. I would give him a slight edge just because I've seen Teofimo Lopez in, bigger, high-profile fights against tougher competition, right? And I've seen him go through adversity and come through it. I said, we don't really, we know that Devin Haney is a great fighter, but we don't know how good he really is until we see him have to go through that. So I've been on here. So you can't say, oh, he's just a Teofimo Lopez hater, because I've been on here, right? And I didn't stuck up for Teofimo Lopez. But like I said, we gonna talk facts. We not gonna, I'm not finna let nobody off the fucking hook. Now, so this is what we gonna do, right? This is what we gonna do. What Batman, salute to Batman in the building. What's good? But Batman, that's beside the point. We talking about the bullshit that Teofimo Lopez is trying to pull out here, right? And so that's what we gonna do, right? Because I like to pull up receipts, right? So I'm gonna pull up the receipt, right? I'm gonna see if I can find. That video, right? Because some people might not have seen it, right? I want to see if and y'all hit my like button. Y'all hit the like button, right? I'm gonna see if I find the video when Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney came face to face. Let me see if I can find that. Let me see. I think it's right here. Okay, let's pull it up, right? Let's pull it up because that's what we do, right? We come with receipts. So it's only right that I pull up the video when Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney came face to face. And let's talk about it, right? Because y'all might have a different opinion than what I have. So let's talk about it. Let me see. So y'all bear with me while I pull this up, because I'm gonna pull this up for y'all, and then we gonna get into it and we gonna talk about it, and then y'all can make your own conclusion. Who looked like they wanted to smoke and who looked like they didn't, because we know what type of energy that Teofimo Lopez have, right? We know what type of energy he brings to the table. So let's pull it up. Hold on. Pull it up on my phone so y'all can hear the audio, and then I'm gonna pull it up on the screen so y'all can see it. Hold on now. Chrome tab. Okay, here we go.
Perfect timing, Devin. Perfect timing, Devin. Teofimo Lopez right here. How much respect do you have for Teofimo? It's always going to be opposite sides. I take two to tango. I'm the best. Exactly. So that works. Listen, I'm ready to make it happen now. We can make it happen now. Who got the best in sport? I got the best in sport. If you're not the best in sport, you're not going to get Hey, they're going to have the fight. Hey, you know I got that. Here's the stipulation. Young gentlemen, we're going to keep it classy. We need to play some. Yeah, there we go. It is May 4th, 2022. Cinco de Mayo weekend. at ringside. I tell you, fucking contender. Listen, I'm going to continue.
What is Teofimo to you, though? Is he a prospect or is he a contender?
You gotta ask him. I don't know what he thinks. Listen, I don't know what he thinks about himself, but I know that tonight,
I got one question. What do you guys think of City Athletic Coach? Thank you, man.
Now, y'all see when they meet up, right? They was friendly with each other, but Devin Haney, he looked a lot more confident to me. That's my take. Devin Haney looked a lot more confident, and he was very vocal about him getting the best of Teofimo Lopez in sparring. I know sparring is sparring, but from what I took from right there is Devin Haney looked a lot more confident when they was face to face, right? He looked way more confident when they was face to face. You know, Batman said we know what type of shit T.O. on now. Yeah, Bumpy Johnson. That was Fred when Barbershop Conversation. Yep. Jay West said salute to you. Yeah, so like I said, when they met up, to me, what I took from that is that Devin Haney was a lot more confident, right? Teofimo Lopez was more quiet, you know, and Devin Haney was adamant, right in his face. You know what happened when we sparred, right? You know what happened when we sparred. So, like I said, man, right now, and I'm not saying that Teofimo Lopez is scared, right? But I don't think that Teofimo Lopez wants to fight with Devin Haney right now. I know his dad don't want that fight because you got to take his dad for what he said after the Lomachenko fight. He said, we ain't fighting no Devin Haney. We don't want that fight, right? He said that shit. He tried to downplay Devin Haney. So y'all can make your own assumption, but all I got to say is, for one, why did Teofimo Lopez come out and lie to everybody, right? Why did he do that? Why did he lie to everybody? Because if you really wanted to fight, instead of coming out lying to everybody, you could have come out and kept it 100 and said, look, we want to fight, right? We want to fight, but I got to get with my promoter, and I'm going to be on my promoter, Bob Arum, and try to get him to make the fight because this is the fight I want. Nah, it wasn't that. You lying about sending contracts out, and you lying about y'all already been negotiating with Team Haney. That's all that was a lie. And your promoter made you look stupid. Your promoter made you look stupid because he came out and kept it 100. But the thing is, you know, who's lying, right? Once again, who is telling the lie between Bob Arum and Eddie Hearn? Because Eddie Hearn, he's acting in the public eye. He's acting like that he wants to make a fight between Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez. But Bob Arum said that they talk all the time, and they've talked about a lot of different fights, but Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney was not one of them. So somebody's lying, right? We already know that Teofimo Lopez is lying. That's already been, you know, proven. So who's lying between Bob Arum and Eddie Hearn, right? Is Eddie Hearn trying to pull the wool over Team Haney's eyes again, like he do with, you know, other situations like he's done? Is Eddie Hearn going to, you know, Devin Haney and Bill Haney and saying, look, you know, I've been talking with Bob Arum and we trying to, you know, we trying to get this fight, you know, we're gonna try to make it happen. Or is he doing what Bob Arum is saying he's doing, just out there, they talking all the time and he not even mentioning it, right? Who knows? Who knows, man? Who knows? Mark Wonderlick says if T.O. wanted that fight, he should have only mentioned Haney and not that dude from Australia. Well, and this is the thing, right? You talking about Bob Arum also talked about the fight with Australia, right? He said that, you know, at first that fight was going to be huge because it was going to be, 60,000+ fans, but now in Australia, they say that in Australia, they don't have a big problem with coronavirus in Australia, right? Because of the certain restrictions they have. So right now, they have travel restrictions in Australia, right? You can't go over to Australia, right? They have a lot of travel restrictions. So with that being said, they can't have all those fans in Australia in that stadium. So that fight, without that fight, all those fans being able to be in that stadium, that fight is no longer a big fight like that, right? That's not a big fight. The George Kambosos and Teofimo Lopez is not a big fight anymore because of the travel restrictions and the fans, right? It's not a big fight. That was the whole point. We're gonna go over there. If we could put 60,000 in the stadium, right? Then we're gonna be able to do big numbers. But that's not the case no more. It ain't going down like that no more. So, with that being said, what is a bigger fight? Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez or George Kambosos? Because if it's travel restrictions, they gonna have to sit on the shelf, right, and wait until they start letting all fans back in Australia and they can put 60,000 in that stadium, which we don't know how long that's going to take. Or, right, they can have the fight over in the U.S., which nobody gives a fuck about because nobody in the U.S. gives a fuck about no George Kambosos Jr., and it's not a big fight, right? Or they can have a real big fight with Devin Haney, right? Right? They can have a real big fight with Devin Haney. All of this shit about who is the real WBC title, they could fight and they could settle all that at the same time and make a lot of money doing it. So what makes more sense right now? Jewels of Life say that he called Teofimo Lopez lying about sending Ryan Garcia a contract on Twitter last year. This is becoming terrible. It's becoming a terrible problem with Teofimo Lopez. Like, the dude is a compulsive liar. So why would I believe that Teofimo Lopez, when he says, one, that he's not going to do like all of these other fighters are doing, right? And pick and choose fights. He wants to fight the biggest, baddest, toughest competition, right? That he wants to be like Leonard and Hearns and all of them throwback fighters, right? I know that you got the best resume out of all of these cats, right? You do have the best resume, no doubt, right? You fought Nakatani. You fought, but I don't think when he fought Nakatani, I don't think that they knew that Nakatani was as good as he actually turned out to be, right? You fought but he still fought him. You fought Nakatani, you fought Richard Comey, and you fought Vasil Lomachenko. So your resume is stellar as of up to this point, right? But now you starting to talk about that, I want this amount of money. I want this amount of money. But at the same time, you saying that you're not going to be like these other fighters, right? That's out here talking about money this and money that and picking and choosing, right? So you kind of contradicting yourself a lot because you're talking about, I'm not fighting unless they give me $10 million, right? But on the other hand, you're talking about that you're going to be different than all of these other guys and you're going to fight the best out there, period, right? You ain't going to duck nobody. You're going to fight the best out there, right? So what is the easiest thing for you to do, right, to make your fans believe that you really about that and you trying to fight the best out there, right? If you really not trying to fight the best out there. Well, you could lie, right? You could lie because your diehard fans, they gonna believe anything. If you tell them the fucking sky is pink, they gonna believe that the sky is pink, right? If you tell them to go outside, it's fucking raining blood, they gonna believe that shit. Just like Terrence Crawford fans will believe anything that come from that camp. I mean, it just, and this goes with most of all these dick riding fans, right? They don't give a fuck about facts. They don't care about what's really going on. They gonna believe anything that they hear from whatever fighter that they like, right? So Teofimo Lopez, like my man said earlier, he has a history of lying. Like this motherfucker's a compulsive liar now, right? Like my man just said that he caught him last year lying, talking about that they sent the contract to Ryan Garcia. Now he lying, talking about that they sent the contract to Devin Haney, and you don't even know how to write up a contract. You don't got nothing to do with sending no fucking contract, right? You or your pops. But, you know, I'm not going to shit on Teofimo Lopez in the ring. So don't take this as me shitting on him in the ring, because Teofimo Lopez is a badass fighter. He might be the best out of all of them. He just might be. But in order for us to determine these things, they need to get in the ring and fight, right? In order for us to determine these things, they need to get in the ring and fight. Straight up and down. Period. But don't come out here lying, because I'm the type of person, I catch you lying, telling these lies, I'm not finna believe shit you say. So the next time you come out and tell me that you want to fight somebody, why should I believe it? Because you already been proven, right, on multiple occasions to be a liar. And that's just what it is. So let me go down to these comments. Sheena off in the building. Salute to you, Queen. Bumpy Thomas. D-Lo 404 Boxing. What's good with it? Salute. Let me see. Let me see who else. Who else I missed? My man KG Alexander off in the building. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? This is crazy. Let me know in the comments. Do y'all, you know, because I have my own opinion about this, right? Him doing all of that lets me know that he really don't want to fight, that he don't really want that fight right now. He just trying to get ahead of the story, right? So what do y'all think? What do y'all think about this? World Combat Sports in the building. What do y'all think about this? Do y'all think that, you know, what do y'all think? Do y'all think that Teofimo Lopez really wants this fight with Devin Haney right now? Right? Or do you think that, you know, him telling lies is a sign of trying to get ahead of the story because he don't want that fight right now, and he know that that fight is not going to happen no time soon? What do y'all think? Knockout Boxing 86 TV in the building. World Combat Sports says, oh, he with the fight. Okay, well, in World Combat, if you got some time, you know, hop on the panel, man. If you got some time, hop on the panel. I'll drop the link, and I want you to explain, because I know that you got, you know, some ties to Teofimo Lopez in his camp. So, you know, hop on the panel and you know, let me know, and I'll drop the link, you know, and if you got some time, World Combat, you can hop on the panel and then explain, you know, your side and why you feel that, you know, he wants this fight with Devin Haney next, right? And so there's the link. So World Combat Sport, like I said, you more free to hop on the panel and, you know, explain, because I know that you got inside information with them. So, because like I said, on the outside looking in, to me, it doesn't look like that he wants to smoke. You feel me? Bumpy Thompson says, I think it's cloud chasing to pump up the weak ass fight that he has against Kambosos. Yeah, that's what it, that's another thing what it looked like to me. You feel me? What it looking like to me. Let me see what else I miss up in here. Victor Alvarez says, honestly, I don't think Lopez gives a fuck. We've seen he isn't scared of the opposition. I think Aaron don't want to fight because Devin is high risk, low reward. Okay. I can agree with that. I don't think that Arum wants to fight either. I know that Bob Arum don't want that fight right now, right? But the thing is, right, Victor, is I'm not saying that Teofimo Lopez is scared. I don't think he's scared. But being scared and knowing that, you know, it's some easier fights that I could take. It's two different stories. Like I said, the thing with all of these young fighters, but not speaking Tank Davis, but like Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez, all of those guys, they grew up in the same amateur ranks, right? So meaning that they got to watch each other, right? Some of them fought each other on multiple occasions. So if it's one guy, if it's certain fighters, right, that they know, like, oh yeah, that's gonna be a tough ass fight for me if I fight him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, that's a tough ass fight for me. They might shy away from it right now. You feel what I'm saying? And let me get through some of these World Combat Sports in the building. I'm gonna get through a few more of these comments, World Combat, and then I'm gonna go ahead and let you give your take on the situation.
For sure.
Let me see what else. What did I miss? KG Alexander says facts. Mark Wonderlick says I would rather blame my L on the fans than lie. Jules of Life says everything boxing. Teofimo capping. He wants the easy road with little to no challenges. Now, Jules of Life, I can't sit on here and say that he don't want no challenges, and because you got to consider his resume and who he already fight. So Spock, right? So we got to give him credit, right? We got to give credit where credit is due with the resume that he already has, because his resume right now is way past all these other cats. Right, that's his age. So we got to give him that credit. But as far as this situation, for some reason, it ain't looking good. You looking bad out here right now. John Page says, this the same shit that the Haneys did. I think he talking about that the Haneys did when the Gary Russell situation came up. Let me see. KG Alexander says T.O. need to cut it the fuck out. I don't think anybody but Devin Haney and Bill want that fight because they know too early for T.O. to get possibly exposed. It's a high risk fight for both fighters, right? This is how I look at it. It's a high risk fight for both fighters, right? Teofimo Lopez know that, right? Devin Haney and Bill Haney, they have the ultimate confidence. They had, like, Bill Haney got the ultimate. I don't know about Eddie Hearn, right? I don't know about Eddie Hearn, right? Eddie Hearn could be a different story with Eddie Hearn, because Eddie Hearn could be, doing what he doing and ain't even spoke to Bob about the fight, because Eddie Hearn, could be looking at it like, hey, that's too much of a high risk for Devin Haney right now. I don't even really want to talk about that fight, but then he'll go to, Devin Haney and Bob and Bill Haney and say, look, shit, I want to make the fight. So I don't know. But as far as Bill Haney and Devin Haney, they have the supreme utmost confidence, right, in their ability. They really believe that they'll beat all of these fighters, and you could tell by the way that they move, right? I don't agree with everything that went on in the Gary Russell situation. I'm gonna keep it 100. I don't agree with everything that went on with how they move with the Gary Russell situation. But you can see with everything and how they've been moving with all these fighters, right? All these other fighters, they want the smoke. They trying to get that smoke. Derek Fagan, yeah, and I'm gonna get into that also, Derek. That's the next topic I'm gonna get into, Derek. And Brew T.O. T.O. drop out of the tourney. He should have already fought Haney, no stalling. I mean, all of that went on. We ain't even really got into that. But y'all hit my like button. If you're in the building, make sure that you hit the like button, right? Subscribe to my channel, Everything Boxing and Sports, if you're not already a subscriber, right? And make sure that you go subscribe to my man Scotty White's channel. My bad. Let me get him back on here. Shit. Make sure that you go subscribe to my man Scotty White's channel, World Combat Sports. Now, Scotty, what's going on with you?
Hey, what's going on? Everything Boxing. Everybody in the chat, what's good?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. How you feeling today?
I'm cool, man. I'm in the process of working out, but I thought I'd come on here and get some more cardio in with Keon, you know what I'm saying, about this topic.
Yeah, man, got my workout in this morning myself. So let me get your take on this topic because for the people that don't know, I know that you do have some inside ties to the Lopez's, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, right. So what's your take on this whole situation? Because we know it's a fact that Teofimo Lopez lied about the situation, about the contracts and everything, right? So I know that you was in the comments and you said that they do want to smoke with Devin Haney, that Teofimo Lopez do want to smoke. So go ahead and cook.
I mean, the contract thing, you got to look at it. It's no different than what Bill Haney was doing when it was Gary Russell on that. They say they sent the term sheet at a certain time, and it wasn't everything it was supposed to be. It was misspellings, errors. We're talking about professionalism here. We're talking about trying to make a fight, making sure you got the right people that's reviewing these documents before you send them over. But to say that, Teofimo lying about the contract and everything, listen, that's light work. That's almost like giving it back to the people who just did it. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't take it to heart too much. I mean, boxing ain't about morals and principles. Fighters lie all the time. But with Devin Haney, if the fight is to be made between him and Tio, it will be made. I don't know if it's going to be made right away because you got to look at it like this, Keon. He fought Nakatani, Comey, and Lomachenko. Why should he fight a fourth killer? Nakatani was ranked in front of Tio for the IBF Eliminator. So he had to fight Nakatani unless he wanted Richard Comey. So after he completed the trio, how was he supposed to fight Devin Haney in between that and he at the WBC? He had to get all the titles first. He got the titles. Now he's trying to face his mandatory. So that's where we at right now. If he's able to go over to Australia and pick up that heavy bag, why not? Go pick up the 7 and 10 million. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be way more than what you would get fighting Haney. And that's why Lopez Sr. said what he said to Eddie. All he was trying to do is match up the price tag in which he was getting over there. I know Bill came back and said, okay, they capping, they're not getting 10 million. But either way, if they can get more than what they got for the Lomachenko fight, they're doing good. You know what I'm saying? They're doing very good. If he was able to get 2 million for Lomachenko, if he's able to get 5, 6, 7 facing Devin Haney, I'm pretty sure they'll take it. Look, Senior's on record is saying they'll fight for 4 million. So boxing is always gonna have lies. I wouldn't take too much heart. It's all about what you do in the ring. Devin Haney, Team Haney, they've lied several times. That's all I can say about that.
Well, see, this is the thing. You compare it to what Bill Haney and Devin Haney was doing, or what went on with the Gary Russell situation, right? And like I said, we spoke about that, right? But yeah, the thing is like my man in the comment section said, they actually did send something, right? They did send something. Now, whatever was in the contract that they sent, if it was right, if it wasn't right, the bottom line is they did send something. Now, with the situation with Teofimo Lopez, he's lying. Bob Arum said he was lying. So to me, I look at that as that you're trying to deceive the fans, right? You're trying to get in front of the story. So when the fight don't happen, right? And if it don't happen no time soon, Scotty, you know how fans are. You know how the media do, right? If Bill Haney hadn't came out and checked that shit, right, in the beginning, what would have happened if Bill Haney, right, hadn't came out and checked that shit in the beginning, right? People would have ran with that story, and then we would have been all running around here thinking that Teofimo Lopez sent the contract, and then when shit hit the fan in the fight, right? When the fight, it didn't happen, it fell out, right? And then Devin Haney and them come out and say, look, they ain't never sent us no fucking contract. Who you think people are gonna believe, right? Who you think people are gonna believe? They gonna say, why would he lie about sending the contract? They sent the contract. He said way back when that he sent y'all a contract, right? So you can't just come out here and, like you said, fighters lie all the time. Fighters lie all the time. Promoters lie all the time. It don't make it right.
Correct.
You know
but term sheet, Bill sent the term sheet. So
yeah, term sheet.
Know, Team Lopez, they can sit up here and just say they was capping with about sending that contract.
But they
like
were.
You said, Bill Haney, Devin, and the entire team, Bill, the OG in the game, he's gonna do his due diligence. He's gonna research that shit. He's gonna say, huh? Who you sent that motherfucker to? You know, he's gonna say, I don't have no contract. You know, it's just Team Lopez fucking with Team Haney. That's how I look at it.
I mean, that's one thing, but when you get on live and you got thousands and thousands of fans watching you, right? That's different to me because, like I said, once again, your fans are gonna run with that. They're gonna run with that.
That's the entire intention. That's the whole intention. Let them run with it because the personal stuff that went on between Team Haney and Lopez don't like Haney. You know, they might have been cordial back in the day, but they're not friends nowhere close to it right now. So like I said, it might have been some ill will and maliciousness, you know, with Team Lopez doing what they did by saying they sent the contract. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, the maliciousness and the ill will to me is, right, if Bill Haney don't catch that shit, right? If they, you know, doing they busy, they ain't really keeping up with it, they ain't caught it, right? Before you know it, a couple of days didn't pass. Now everybody on Bill Haney and Devin Haney neck. Why you ain't signed the contract? Why you ain't say nothing about the contract? They sent the contract, right?
See, Bill got watchdogs out here, Keon. You know that Bill got watchdogs out here. So it ain't no way that shit gonna float around more than an hour before somebody hit him up and say, hey, Theo sent you a contract. So I don't buy into that too much.
But sometimes an hour, 2, 3, 4, 5, it could be late. We know how these stories run in boxing. Before you know it, right? Before you know it, you got hundreds of stories talking about he sent the fucking contract. And now everybody's attention is on Devin Haney. What's up? You gonna sign the contract? What's up? What, you know? And we know how shit gets in boxing. That's why I don't like that, right? I don't like that. Keep it 100. Keep it 100. That's all I'm saying.
But Team Haney don't keep it 100, bro. They don't keep it 100.
What you say?
Team Haney don't keep it 100.
I ain't at this. We talking about this situation, right? Yeah. Every situation, right? Every situation, because like I said, I could go back and I could talk about how Teofimo Lopez, like I said earlier, has a history of doing shit like this. And he said it with Ryan Garcia. But we talking about this situation, right? So, like I said, I didn't agree with how the situation went down, right? With Bill Haney, Team Haney, and Gary Russell. I wasn't feeling a lot of that shit, right? I don't hold my tongue for nobody. I wouldn't feel a lot of that shit, right? Just like I'm not feeling this, but we not going, you know, bring up that situation because that situation has nothing to do with this situation. You see what I'm saying?
It still deals with integrity,
huh?
It still deals with integrity. Even though I don't put too much emphasis in integrity in boxing because it's a business first and business is dirty. You know what I'm saying? Boxing business is dirty. So I don't put too much emphasis into it. You know, a lie is a lie. You know, and let's not forget Devin Haney, he doesn't have the power play in getting a fight with Teofimo Lopez. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have the power play. Only thing he can do is call him out. And he wants to hope that Team Lopez accept because he don't have to fight Devin Haney. He can do like Ryan Garcia just did.
Let me say something real quick. Let me say something real quick. World Combat Sports, right? First of all, we're dude that in the comment section talking about Ed Duran, he in the comment section, right? And
Yeah.
he's talking about, dude just want to shit on Lopez. Bill doing the same thing. You need to keep the same energy, big dog. Now, right. Tell this dude what type of energy did I have when the Gary Russell situation was going, when the Gary Russell and Devin Haney situation was going on. What type of energy did I have, World Comeback?
I could tell you this one person, when it's time to turn up, he still keep it as cut down the middle as possible. I don't think he shitted on Lopez. I didn't listen. I tune into your live. You ain't shitting on him. You just saying, who you going for and what you think of the situation. You ain't shitting on him.
And I didn't even say that I think that Devin Haney can beat Teofimo Lopez. I said clearly that I would have to slightly favor Teofimo Lopez because of his body of work. And I don't, what I'm saying, I haven't seen Devin Haney in that situation yet,
And you said he had the better resume. I mean, I don't know what that dude talking about, really.
My thing is when a situation come up, right, and you on some bullshit, I'm gonna call it out, whether it don't matter who it is. I always keep the same energy, right? I always keep the same energy. So don't try to make it like that, oh, I just don't like Teofimo Lopez, and if it was Devin Haney and them doing it, I wouldn't keep the same energy. That's some bullshit.
But you don't have to like him. You giving your opinion.
Well,
you don't have to like him.
The thing is I was actually one of the biggest advocates for Teofimo Lopez when he came out and showed out against Lomachenko.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but this shit right here, the way that he moving, I'm not with it. I'm not with it. As far as Bob Arum,
I mean, what do you don't like the most about what he's doing besides them capping, saying they sent the contract? What else do you not like about it? Him not stepping up to say, okay, him being the franchise champion, he don't have to face Devin Haney. But what is most irritating right now? Him not facing Devin Haney right away and going to fight George Kambosos, who you think, he don't know, because that's his mandatory.
Right. Okay. So one thing is you have a dilemma that's going on, right? You got half of the people saying that you the WBC champion. You got half of the people that's saying that Devin Haney is the WBC champion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you did fight the better competition, right? But at the end of the day, you still have a made-up belt, right?
Mm-hmm.
Devin Haney has the WBC belt that's been around, that is the WBC belt, right? So with this being the dilemma, right? If you saying that you want to be undisputed and you undisputed or whatnot, right? Your main focus should be, look, y'all saying this, but I know I could whoop him. So my main focus is to make this fight right now. I'm gonna make this fight, right? That George Kambosos shit that can wait, right? Because he's the mandatory for my title, right? My title. But I want to be undisputed to where can't nobody say shit, right? So that can wait. When I'm in the public, when I'm talking to Bob Arum, my main focus is let's get this fight with Devin Haney done. If we can't get the fight done, then I'll focus on my mandatory, right? Because I'll have no choice but to focus on my mandatory. Now, right? They focused on the George Kambosos, right, fight. When last night, Bob Arum himself said that, the whole deal with them going over to fight George Kambosos because it was going to be a huge fight in Australia, right? 60,000+ fans, but now that's not the case because of the travel restrictions, right? So it's not the case. He said even if they are able to have fans, it's not going to be near what they would have had. It's not going to be near what they would have had. So it's either go over there, that fight ain't that big because you can't have fans or you only can have a certain amount of fans, or fight in the US and the fight ain't shit because don't nobody know who George Kambosos Jr. is, right? In the US. Or you could really work on making a big fight with Devin Haney. Both of y'all are young, hungry, and that's a fight that is a big fight. It's one of the biggest fights If they promote it right, it could be one of the biggest fights in boxing. It also can. I mean, there's no argument that it's one of the biggest fights in the division.
You think it does more views than Teal and Lomachenko?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Being that Devin Haney is not on the pound for pound list, he hasn't even came in the back door with that yet. Do you believe that it can do over 4 million views? You know what I'm saying? If it was on free TV.
I think that if they have Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez on ESPN, just like they did Lomachenko, it does more. You know why? Because first of all, Lomachenko, he never really, he don't even really speak English like that good. He don't know how to sell no fight. Devin Haney, right?
The crazy thing about these neighboring fighters, like they don't have to do as much as we do over here.
Check it out. Devin Haney got almost 1 million followers, right? Devin Haney know how to sell a fight. Teofimo Lopez know how to sell a fight. If they promote that fight right and do the same things that they did with Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko, I believe that it will get more viewers. I believe it'll get more because now, and not only that, is Teofimo Lopez is much bigger than he was when he fought Lomachenko now. Nobody was screaming Teofimo Lopez. With no casual fans screaming Teofimo Lopez.
You had people out here worshiping Lomachenko though. They had Trail Boxing calling him the White Jesus, bro. There's a lot of people that was behind him, dog.
But and I fucked with Lomachenko heavy, right? But that was diehard boxing fans. Like I said, casuals with no casuals talking about no Lomachenko. They wasn't. Diehard boxing fans knew who Lomachenko was, with no casual fans talking about, you know what I'm saying? If I asked my partner that watched boxing here and there, he wouldn't know who the fuck Lomachenko was. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people, I'm telling you, right? I keep my ear to the streets. A lot of people know Devin Haney, right? A lot of people know, that young kid Devin Haney. A lot of people know Devin Haney. And now a lot of casuals, right, are talking about Teofimo Lopez because you said it yourself. 4 million something, 4 million plus watched Teofimo Lopez against Lomachenko. Now he's much bigger. He's much bigger alone. And then you got Devin Haney, like I said, he almost got 1 million followers. He know how to promote a fight 20 times better than Lomachenko do. So yeah, I think that fight is bigger. You know, that's a state. That's just an opinion, but yeah.
I mean, if I have to look at it, that Keon, I haven't seen Devin Haney promote a fight because his resume doesn't require him to. He hasn't had any big names on his resume. Now, may it change? It possibly change if he was to step in there with Lopez. Yeah, possibly. But thanks to Bill is the mouthpiece for Team Haney. He is what everybody look up to, the OG in the game. He's the one that's going around here from freaking outlet to outlet, getting the name out there. If I had to say, okay, who would promote better between Lopez and Haney, it would be Lopez right now. You know, that's just my opinion. Like, because, you know, he's did what he's been able to do. He fought 3 tough fights, and people getting on him for not facing Devin Haney in a 4th fight. But see, this is where my problem lies with that. Yes, he has the belt, Keon, but he is not ranked number 2 in the lightweight division. It's a lack of respect there. Devin Haney was ranked 4th, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's ranked 4th. So I'm like,
beat him. Okay, well, that's easy. It's easy to fight him, beat him, and then we ain't got to argue about that no more.
Yeah.
It's just simple. With all these, you know what I'm saying? Beat him. Fight him and beat him, and then get him out the way.
The mentality is for Team Lopez is to make the most money while they on top of the mountain. That is smart. That what Bill Team Haney would do, and that's what Team Lopez is trying to do. You can't tell me they ain't gonna try to make the most money if Devin Haney was in the position of Lopez. They would be goddamn trying to do the exact same thing, man.
Okay, well, don't stop talking about Undisputed then. Just say that we don't care about Undisputed. Our thing is to make the most money. Just like Leonard Ellerbe and Tank Davis out there doing, right? Our thing is trying to make the most money. We don't really care about no Undisputed.
I know everybody wants to, you know, a lot of people want to dilute Undisputed. But when Mauricio Suleiman is saying we're leaving the Classica era, the Stone Age, and we're moving into an evolutionization of the new era of boxing. People are gonna have to understand how important paperwork is. He's basically continuing to put the paperwork out there, Keon, that Lopez is the undisputed champion. He's the president of the WBC. So if me, you, and everybody else, let's just say we keep on pushing for Lopez to fight Haney for the truth. Well, it might not be true anymore. You know why? Because the WBA has regulars and gold titles. They have secondary, thirdary titles. So the WBC, being it's a coveted title, all this paperwork is coming out, and Mauricio Suleiman is the primary antagonist to say the Devin Haney title don't mean shit.
Well, but Mauricio Suleiman, we can't go off of what he say, because one minute he come and say that Devin Haney is the real WBC champion, then he'll change up and say one thing, go back to what he said before, then go back. So we can't. Mauricio Suleiman, what the fuck he say don't hold no weight, because he keep going back and forth.
Yeah, it does buoy a little bit, man, because he's the WBC president. I can see if he was just an average Joe.
Why does he keep going back and forth?
Pressure,
is our WBC champion. Then Teofimo Lopez is our WBC champion. No, Devin Haney is our solve this shit and fight each other. Because
I agree with that.
Y'all came up in the amateurs together, right?
Yeah.
Y'all then sparred together. Devin Haney said he got in your ass when they sparred, right? You saying different. So solve all of this shit that y'all got going on. Solve it right now. Solve it. Why can't we do that? Devin Haney, you can't come. You can't. Now, one thing you can't say, right, Scotty, is that Devin Haney they don't want to fight.
No, I wouldn't say they don't want to fight. I just feel that they everywhere right now. As I said on my live several times, Team Haney, they should have been the leaders in this position. They should have been ahead. They should have been had motherfuckers that they backdoor knock it to my, hey, can you give us a fight? Can you give us a fight? But they refused to redirect their decision and go to where they was trying to get to the same destination as Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez did it better than Team Haney. I'm not saying that Team Haney don't want this fight. No, I don't think that at all. I'm just saying decision-wise, they didn't abort the mission and say, you know what, let's redirect and go over here. They stayed in the WBC too long, bro.
Nah, you see what happened was, right? What I believe that happened is I've always said this, right? Top Rank Promotions is the best promotional company to get with when you are up and coming, when you are when you young, when you starting in the game, when you up and coming trying to get a name. They the best promotional company to get with, because they have the best matchmakers, and then when you get to a certain point, they're gonna put you right. If you got those fighters on your side of the street, they're gonna put you in there with them, just as long as they on your side of the street. Teofimo Lopez had those fighters on his side of the street. Top Rank knows how to promote up and coming young fighters. They, at that stage in your career, they are the best promotional team to be with. Now, they're the worst promotional team to be with when you do become a big star. But that's a whole different story. Devin Haney got over there with Devin Haney, you know what I'm saying? He went over there, he got over there with Eddie Hearn on the app. We all know that app shit didn't turn out like Eddie Hearn was fucking woofing and hyping up that shit to be, right?
Team Haney never should have damn jumped on the bus, bro. They never should have jumped on the bus with the zone.
To me, that's why you got one, right, that has the resume he has, and you would say that he's a bigger star, right? That's the reason why. That's the reason why.
I mean, his resume says it too, Keon. You even admitted that.
Well, I just said that. I said that's why we have one fighter that has the resume that he has, and you would say that he's a bigger star, and then another fighter, right, in Devin Haney, that don't have a stellar resume like Teofimo Lopez has, right? That's right.
Sure.
I think that if Devin Haney had been on Top Rank, we could be in Teofimo Lopez was over there on fucking DAZN, we would be talking a whole different conversation. So
that's what I'm talking about as far as decision making. Man. The decision making was all wrong. I don't know who was steering the ship. But goddamn it, they ran ashore too early in the career at the 135-pound division. That's why I was saying the other day. I say it like this. I say, I know Haney don't want that undisputed title. It's gonna be the most money they ever made. Plus, it's gonna be for all the belts. I get it. But why not try to put this damn division behind? Because it's been a nightmare. They went from Javier Fortuna back in the day, falling out with Lomachenko, fight him, becoming franchise. When they didn't have a mandatory sign now. I know a lot of people want to say they did, but they didn't. And then you turn around, you want to chase Teofimo Lopez, abort mission on that. You want to fight Ryan Garcia. Now it's back to Javier Fortuna. I'll leave the lightweight division and go to the 140-pound division and try to get ahead of the game and get a belt before Teo even moves up to damn junior welterweight.
Well, belt really don't mean shit now, dog. Like, I mean,
Right.
you know that, Scotty White. A belt only means something according to who you are, right? Because
The belt is meaning something down here, though.
Look at
In the
Gary
lightweight division, a belt meaning a lot right now, Keon.
Check this out. Look at the Gary Russell situation. Gary Russell been the WBC champ at 126 for 6 years, right? Over 6 years, he been the champion at 126, right?
Uh-huh.
Gary, we say what was the thing about the green belt? That was the most supposed to be the belt that everybody wanted, the most prestigious belt, right, in boxing. This is and Gary Russell being the champ for over 6 years, but he ain't got none of these big profile fights. Let you know that the belt only means something according, right, to who's holding the belt. Because if that man that's holding the belt, right, is too dangerous, you don't want no parts of him. Now that belt don't mean shit, right? Well, if Leo Santa Cruz had the WBC belt, then that's everybody want that belt. That belt means a whole lot, right? Gary Russell has the belt. Shit, a lot of people didn't even know, don't even remember that Gary Russell still got that belt, right? A lot of people, when we talk about boxing, didn't even know that if you talk about a WBC belt at 126, damn, who is the WBC champion, right? Because the belt only means something, right? When everybody really want that smoke. But if like when the IBF belt, this is another example I use. When Errol Spence had that IBF title, right? And Kell Brook, that IBF belt, that it didn't mean shit, right? Well, he still got the IBF title, but you know, before he got the WBC title, that belt didn't mean shit when he was running through all of them. None of them dudes wanted to go over there and take that IBF route. So the belts only mean something according to who's holding the title at that point in time, right? I guarantee you, Scotty, and you know this, I guarantee you, right? If Gary Russell Jr. dropped that title, right? And one of them other dudes at 126, right? That's a lot weaker than Gary Russell, right? Picked up that belt, that WBC title. I guarantee you, all of a sudden, that fucking title would mean everything. Everybody in the weight division will be going after that WBC title.
Yeah. I mean, they would elevate somebody in there and then, you know, it'd be passed around like it was fresh meat. You know what I'm saying? They would. But I also heard that, you know, Gary Russell may be potentially being blackballed a little bit internal to the PBC. We're getting big fights, but I'm not a conspiracist. You know what I'm saying? So sticking to the task at hand, though, you're right, man. I can't really tell you about the Gary Russell situation. He is the longest reigning WBC champion in boxing right now. And he was never offered, in my thought process, he was never offered the franchise belt. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think he'll take it anyway. But that is the middleman right here. You know what I'm saying? Between Lopez and Haney. He took a different route. He fought the man to be the man. Now he's the man. Now Team Haney is playing catch up. Again, I don't like it. I'm just saying they should have been the ones making the call. So these fighters was knocking on their door.
Let me ask you a question, World Combat, right? And I'm gonna ask you this question: who's the A side, Teofimo Lopez or Devin Haney?
Teo.
Okay, now when you talk about the business of boxing, Who sends contracts out? Teofimo Lopez or Devin Haney? Who sends the contract out? The A side or the B side?
The A side sender.
Okay, so HLD, right? I'm gonna answer your question, right? Simple as that. So he said, so then why isn't Haney team sending the Lopez team a contract proposal? Fact is up to the challenger who needs to send out the contract proposal. Now, what did my man Scotty just tell you? What you should already know. I mean, you should already know this, HLD. The A side is the one that sends the contract, right? If Teofimo Lopez is the A side in this situation, which he is the A side in this situation, he is the one, right? Well, not him, because we know he don't send no fucking contracts. But Bob Arum, right? His team, top rank, they have to send over a contract to a contract proposal, as you said, to Team Haney. So that just to answer that question.
They can sit up here, Team Haney. They can send a proposal. They can send whatever they want, but ultimately, all the terms and everything, and from the A side, they send those out. They send out, the contract. You know what I'm saying? In the regional level, the A side pays for the B sides. Everything. They hotel fee, they food, everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I mean, my whole thing is right. My whole thing is I wouldn't even be on here talking about Teofimo Lopez because, like I said, I think he's a hell of a fighter in the ring, right? If you ask me to bet, right, against Teofimo Lopez when it comes to Tank Davis, Devin Haney, and Ryan Garcia, right? And I keep it 100. I'm not gonna bet against Teofimo Lopez with none of them dudes in the ring until I see further notice. I think that Teofimo Lopez beats Tank Davis. I think that Teofimo Lopez would be the favorite, if he fought Devin Haney. And I think that he beats Ryan Garcia. But besides that, it don't matter because when you out here telling lies, that's what I'm talking about. Now you got to
I think it was
right. Huh?
I think it was more to be vindictive than everything, because people was calling his pops up. You know how the Hispanics, they take that family shit, man, serious. And so, being that they was, the shit was directed at his pops and his pops being the closest to him as a man in life. That's why it's personal. You know what I'm saying? You calling a man's pops talking shit, people can't look at, okay, Teofimo called Deontay Wilder a bitch. That's off topic. You have to understand, family to family, they feel some type of way. Teo feels some type of way about Haney right now. So they're gonna play games with him. They're gonna freaking fuck with him. They're gonna puppetize him. They're gonna keep on the string long enough. You know what I'm saying? Because they took a different route, in which they did. They earned the straps. And if Team Haney wanted to be in that position, they should have made the decisions to put them there. They didn't. So they playing catch up, as always, in the 135-pound division.
Yeah, I mean, well, we gonna see what it is, man. We gonna see what it is. I
Let me
would.
ask you this, Keon.
Huh?
Let me ask you this, bro.
Yeah.
Why they have Devin Haney ranked 4th, 5th? Why when Ryan Garcia beat Luke Campbell, bro, that's been beat before? How in the hell he's gonna move in front of Devin Haney though? Like, if Devin Haney is holding this strap, and a lot of people are encouraging that Teofimo fight him, how are they supposed to respect it when Devin Haney is not even ranked 2nd in the lightweight division?
Well,
Tank has only fought 1 fight at 35.
As far as them rankings, dog, Scotty, look, man, I don't know what I haven't even looked at the rankings, right? So, but as far as them rankings, these ranking shit is awesome bullshit. You could go down a whole lot of divisions, right? And you could look in the rankings and you got dudes near the top of the rankings that you never fucking heard of before, right? Yeah. And then you'll go and look at their box rec and you ain't never heard of nobody that they fought before, right?
True.
I mean, how was fucking Carlos Ocampos goddamn fucking mandatory for fucking for aerospace IBF title? You feel what I'm saying? So that rankings and all of that shit, I don't really take too much to that because I every time I go to these rankings, I see dudes I've never heard of that's never even fought in America, and they at the top of the near the top of the rankings.
But
And I'm
these
like,
names are though. These names are primary there, Keon. These names are legit. You have the Lopez's, Lomachenko's, Javante Davis, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia. These names are legitimate top 5 in the lightweight division. But for him to go in there and get dropped and get up and stop Luke Campbell, for everybody to be pushing that Ryan Garcia is second behind Lopez, why wasn't that same energy invested in putting the champ, the one that everybody say has the other strap? Why they never put him behind Lopez consistent?
yeah, I mean, we just gonna keep it real, right? A lot of people don't respect Devin Haney's resume, right? They don't respect, the guys that he's fought. But right, I don't think that he got a stellar resume. I'm not finna sit up here and fucking lie to y'all and act like that Devin Haney got the best resume, this, and that. But one thing I will tell you, why I fuck with Bill Haney and Devin Haney, when it comes to calling these fighters out and all that. See, me, Scotty, I like the type of fighters. This is the reason why I get on Tank Davis so hard. And y'all don't like me getting on Tank Davis. I like the fighters, whether you get in the fights or not, right? Look at Gary Russell. He want all the smoke with everybody, right? He don't duck no smoke. So I fuck with Gary Russell. He always been like that. I fuck with Devin Haney because he believe in himself, right? He believe in himself enough to want to fight any and everybody that's in that weight division, right? He been trying to get these fights. He been calling these dudes out, right? It ain't no, well, you never hear from Devin Haney or Bill Haney. Shit, if the money right, we'll fight such and such, or right now down the line, we'll fight such and such down the line. Oh well, that fight hasn't come up to our team. You never hear them saying all that bullshit. Those are all things to that fighters say when they really don't want that smoke. They want to smoke with everybody. So I say that to say this, right? However you feel about Devin Haney and his team or whatever, at the end of the day, you have to respect fighters like that because we giving too much credit to these motherfuckers that don't really want to fight nobody, right? That's really trying to go around the toughest competition. They not doing that. So I respect that to the utmost, to the highest degree. Scotty, you a UFC guy. The reason that you respect the UFC, right, so much, why is that reason?
Because they're the top of the tier, man. They put on the best fights in MMA.
Yes, because in MMA, in the UFC, or any of these MMA, any of these MMA leagues or whatever you want to call it, right? You know that you're going to see the best fighters fighting the best fights, right? You know that if that dude is behind you, right? You know that in order for that dude to do anything, he going to have to look up and he going to have to face, work his way up. And that's what he going to do to face that champion. And that's why I respect, I respect Devin Haney because he wants all of the smoke. He has a UFC mentality right now. He been had it, right? If he change up later on, then I'm going to be on this fucking helmet. But right now, he wants all the smoke. Right now, Gary Russell Jr. wants all of the smoke. Deontay Wilder has always wanted all the smoke. Ain't never ducked nobody. Those are the type of fighters that I love, right?
I don't think Javier Fortuna is the one to change our minds about anything, though. I want to see him get closer to the fight and respect from the fans. You know what I'm saying? But right now, Javier Fortuna isn't the guy, even though he's coming off a win. He isn't the guy that's just going to bridge the gap, man, and bring people closer to the team Haney to say, yeah, he's top 3 in the lightweight division.
Well, I mean, Javier Fortuna, right? Okay, we can't go with that because he calling out all these other guys. He want to fight, like I said. Whether he's getting these fights or not, he's been calling out all these other guys. Bill Haney did say Nakatani. Bill Haney was on here the other day. He said we want
he just
all of
said
them.
Nakatani, Keon. He just said it. He said Nakatani last, bro. I was watching. He said
Yeah, yeah.
Nakatani last.
But he said Nakatani, right? And
Correct.
he said it on I think he said it on Black Fight Fans channel. He didn't say Nakatani name, whether he's because he didn't have to say it. He didn't have to say his name because when nobody said, "Oh, well, why are you talking about Nakatani?" But he said it. He said
That's the toughest dog out there with a common opponent. You know, look, the only reason I mentioned Nakatani, Keon, is that the fact that, you know, he faced Gamboa, right? And that was a common opponent, Javante. And he know he wasn't about to step in with Javante, but he still faced Gamboa, who was over the hill and turning 39 in December of 2020, right? So the reason why I mentioned Nakatani is that even though he took his first loss against Teofimo Lopez, the motherfucker's a killer. Nakatani, he came back and proved against Felix Verdejo that he's indeed legit. They should have called out Nakatani at anything, not just now, but they should have been calling out Nakatani anyway. Because he was injured when he left. When he finished that fight with Tio, he had a head injury. That's why I was surprised to see him come back against Felix Verdejo. Because Felix Verdejo, they was trying to make a name for themselves. If they was to come in here and stop Nakatani, they would put themselves right up in the picture for a potential fight with Teofimo Lopez. That talk was out there. That's the same thing Team Haney could have done. It would have been a tough fight and a common opponent for Teofimo Lopez.
Yeah,
but Javier Fortuna, nah.
Javier Fortuna, he's solid too, man. Javier Fortuna,
he's solid, bro. But I'm saying, does the fans, just like you talking about Cambosis, does the fan respect Javier? Does the fans respect him?
I mean, I do. I think I always Javier Fortuna is one of them fighters that even if you beat him, you're not gonna look good doing it. Let's see Devin Haney in there against a Javier Fortuna. I like Nakatani too. You know what I'm saying? I like both of those fights. I don't have a problem with none of those fights, but
yeah.
But the thing is they are calling for the smoke with everybody. It ain't nobody that's in that 135-pound division that they said, nah, they don't want to fight. So I gotta respect that. You know what I'm saying? I have to respect that.
Hey, Keon, Bill Haney just started calling Nakatani. I don't know if he heard me say it, but I'm the one that's been preaching Nakatani for a minute. They need to fight a common opponent. One of Lopez's toughest opponents was
Nakatani. Well, nobody was thinking about no Nakatani, dog, until he just beat Felix Verdejo. Let's keep it 100. Nobody was
thinking about him after the fight. They was thinking about him after the Lopez fight, bro. They was.
Nobody like me to we gonna have to disagree on that because nobody was really talking about no Nakatani until he came out and beat Felix Verdejo. And everybody actually thought that Felix Verdejo was gonna beat Nakatani. I knew it was gonna be a tough fight. I had told my cousin, he called me, he was like, man, what you think about this fight? I said, Verdejo gonna have problems, but let's not act like Verdejo was some fucking big bad werewolf or something. Like he
dropped him twice, though. He did something Tio wasn't able to do. He dropped him twice
before. He been stopped before.
I'm just saying, dog.
Yeah, I mean, but we gonna have to see. We really gonna have to see how this all pans out, man. But
I don't see Devin Haney dropping Nakatani like Felix Verdejo. I mean, let's be real about the elephant, dog.
Devin Haney is a pure boxer. I don't see Devin Haney with that power like that. But he'll support boxer.
He's a boxer. Yeah. He's a boxer, and we just wait for him to fight somebody tougher, dog.
I want to move into this though, man. I want to move into something that Leonard Ellerbe said, right?
Yeah.
Leonard Ellerbe doing an interview, and he said, I quote, he said, boxing is bigger than the fans.
Mm-hmm.
Leonard Ellerbe says boxing is bigger than the fans, right? He says we have casual fans and we got the diehard fans. Boxing is bigger than the fans, right? And what I took from that, right? What I took from that when he said that, right, is I took that he's saying that you know, the diehard fans, y'all can say whatever the fuck y'all can say that y'all want this fight and y'all want this to happen, right? But y'all are not moving shit. Diehard fans, y'all can say whatever y'all want, but boxing is bigger than y'all because we have the casual fans, they still gonna buy it, right? They still gonna buy it. We focused on the casual fans, right? Because you got the diehard fans, but boxing is bigger than them. That's what I took from that, right? Because he specifically said boxing is bigger than the fans, right? And then after that, he made sure that he clarified himself, right? He said, well, you got diehard fans and you got casual fans. So yeah, right? But in the same situation, but in the same interview, he's going on talking about, you know, how Tank Davis got more fans than this guy, and he's talking about how Floyd Mayweather, you know, did all of the right moves, how he went and, you know, they handed out flyers to the fans when he was coming up, how he, you know, signed fans autographs and took pictures and did. So you contradicting yourself, are you? Or are you just saying that, like I said, yeah, you got the diehard boxing fans. They want to see, you know, this fighter in the ring with this fighter and that fighter in the ring with that fighter. But we don't give a damn about that. We boxing, you know, is bigger than the diehard fans because we got casual fans. It's two different type of fans. That's what I took from that, right? And I say this to say this, right? I say this to say that, right? I say that to say this, my bad. That when you see, right, when you see how they move over there, how they moving with Tank, how they move over there, man. And I use Tank because they really don't have no other fighters under just strictly under the Mayweather promotion. I know Mayweather worked hand in hand with PBC, but we gonna talk about the Mayweather promotion, right? Leonard Ellerbe, right? He run the Mayweather. He's CEO of the Mayweather promotion. How they move, right? The way that he's been moving, because Tank Davis jumped off the porch 4 years ago. 4 years ago, right? And I'm not putting this on Tank. I'm talking about Leonard Ellerbe and Floyd Mayweather, how they move. He jumped off the porch over 4 years ago, right? And got his title against Pedraza, right? Ever since then, he ain't really fought nobody, right? If Leo Santa Cruz is his best opponent that he's fought by far, by leaps and bounds since then, right? And you jumped off the porch 4 years ago, that lets you know that Leonard Ellerbe is showing you that you diehard fans, we don't give a fuck about y'all, because even if y'all don't watch, right, it don't really matter what y'all talking about, because Tank is a star, right? If you a star, that means that you have a whole bunch of casual fans, and the casual fans, right, are bigger than y'all because they gonna buy it anyway. So we don't really give a damn what y'all talking about. That's how I took that. And I'll get to the comments. Let me get through some of these comments, and then I'll let you give your take on that, Scotty.
All right.
Let me see. Let me go down. Too much going on, boxing, more BS. Be that bitch, salute. What's going on? She says it's too much BS going on in boxing. More BS than box. Let me see. She said more BS in boxing. Shaking my head. That favorite fries need to stop with the run. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. Okay, so go ahead, man. Go ahead. What's your take on that?
Well, for one, you know, you're talking about Leonard Ellerbe. He's straight up corporate for Mayweather Promotions and boxing. You know, so if you want to talk about contradicting, I mean, he's gonna say what he say because that is the template, or that is the format for which they do business over there. So if he's more so saying, if they have somebody like Gervonta, And regardless of what we think on who he's fighting, if they have the projection on to handpick his opponents and build him up step by step, they believe in their heart of hearts he's going to be a big star regardless of what the fans think. Because if he wasn't with Mayweather, come on, I don't think he'd be nowhere near what people are trying to, link up with Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think he might be in a position. He might potentially be in a whole nother serious situation outside of boxing. I don't know. But they seem to have some type of control point that's going on over there with him now. And he seemed more focused on life in general. But when it comes to Leonard Ellerbe, there's no way to quantify the casual fans vice the diehard fans. I mean, we really don't know who outweighs the other. We really don't know who pays for the fight and who don't. All we know is boxing is a business first. And we seeing it all the time firsthand that we ain't gonna get the fights that we want. We're not gonna get the best fight the best all the time. Why? Because it's gonna be about promotions and it's gonna be about the money. Period. It's gonna be about the money. And Gervonta, believe it or not, like you said, you think Pedraza is his best opponent at 30, and then I look at freaking Leo being a 4-division champion. I say, well, 4-division champion outranks and trumps Pedraza.
No. I said that I said he jumped off the porch and fought Pedraza 4 years ago. And I said since then, his best opponent is Leo Santa Cruz.
Okay, for sure. I stand corrected. So his best opponent being Leo Santa Cruz for sure. But right now, I think, coming full circle, Gervonta is really, stepping on stage the right way. If by chance he's able to get this Ryan Garcia fight, I don't think it's the best opponent. Like, let's be honest. If we want to pick Ryan Garcia or Devin Haney or Lopez, we'll want to see the latter, Haney Lopez, in no specific order. We're not trying to see Ryan Garcia who's getting off the deck against Luke Campbell, period. And then check this out, Lomachenko. Yeah, hell yeah, we want to see Lomachenko, but he out with a shoulder injury. He'll be back. Anybody besides Ryan Garcia. But the fact that Mayweather promotion is going to hype this shit up with Oscar, people are going to take the Mexican fans, the black fans, and they're going to build this shit up, and it's going to make Gervonta look good. Gervonta's going to win the fight. Gervonta's going to win the fight, and he's going to go on to fight somebody else wherever he feels like it, whether it be at 30 or 35. But Gervonta is being moved, in my opinion, very meticulous by Floyd, and he's going to be that star. I don't know how big a star, but he's going to be a star. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I get the Ryan Garcia thing, right? I get it, right? It's a huge fight, right? You got Mike Tyson promoting it. You got, Ryan Garcia. He has a whole lot of motherfucking fans that ain't even got nothing to do with boxing. I get it. But at the end of the day, right? Let's keep it 100. You cannot continue to fucking move your fighter, right? Very meticulously, right? And move him, move him around the board like, okay, nah, we don't want to fight that guy, but we gonna, nah, no, not him, no, but him. And you can't keep giving the fans that bullshit, right? Because Leonard Ellerbe, he also said in that interview that we are going to have the biggest and best fights for Tank, right? So the biggest fight don't necessarily always mean the best fight.
Correct, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So
and that's Leonard's mentality. Correct.
And he said that several times. We are going to look to have the biggest and the best fights for Tank Davis. Now, right? He said that. I didn't say that. You didn't say that, right? Now, we need to hold him after this. If he go and fight Ryan Garcia, cool, I get it. After that, we need to hold him, right, to the fire and hold him to his words. Because we want you to do exactly what you're saying. And he said that Tank Davis is going to fight all of these guys. That's what he said. That's what he said in the interview. He said because dude on Fight Hype was pressing them like, we're going to get to. He said, yeah, Tank Davis is going to fight all of these guys.
They're not going to be at lightweight long enough for Tank to fight him.
So, I mean, whether we'll see. That's yet to be seen, right? But Some of them still
They will have to stay down here to 2022, man. T.O. and Haney will have to stay here to 22. I mean, it's not happening, man.
Well,
It's
I'm
not
saying
happening.
we can't let's we can talk about, oh well, they not gonna be there then. Let's see. But
Yeah,
if
yeah.
he continues to move him how he moves him, right? You can't say that you want to see the best fight the best if you advocate for that type of shit. You can't, because right, you jumped off the boards in 2017. It's 2021, will be 2022, and so on and so forth. Right? It's going has to be a time soon. And when I mean soon, I'm talking about within your next two fights, right? Where you're gonna have to run into that wall, and where everybody can say, okay, that is the best fighting the best, right? Or that is or the best that you had in the weight division moved up. Well, you fighting the second best, right? We can't keep, right, because see, what we do as fans is when it's one fighter, we have one a certain type of energy, but then another fighter, is cool for them to do that. Nah. So that's what I'm saying. We can't keep letting Leonard Ellerbe, oh well, it's business. Well, Leonard Ellerbe is a businessman. Okay, cool. But we don't have to fucking advocate for that shit and act like that it's okay. Because if it's okay for him to do that, then let's just make fucking boxing what is turning into a fucking a circus. Well, he's the best because he got more followers than this dude. Let's put if we're gonna do that, right? Let's just fucking make boxing into a circus, right? Let's put fucking this fighter against this fighter because he got the number one most followers, right, in the weight division, and he got the next most followers in the weight division. Let's go ahead and just do that thing, and let's just make it
I
be
mean,
that.
that's what we got going on right now with Gervonta and Ryan. Shit. That's what we got going on right now. Ryan has 8 million, over 8 million followers. Gervonta even said it himself. Who you want? Okay, they asked, who do you want to fight? Devin Haney or Ryan Garcia? He said Ryan Garcia. Why? Because he has the followers and shit. So why people calling each other clout chasing, all of them contradicting themselves because they chasing clout themselves. And Gervonta mentioning freaking followers, you are chasing the clout. And you're gonna get a higher paycheck with that. So it is partially a circus.
But
Off
what
social
it
media.
is, you could call it that, right? Because it's a big fight, but also what it is that Leonard Ellerbe, right, Gervonta Davis, Floyd Mayweather, they all look at Ryan Garcia as food. So they're all looking at it. Oh, that's an easy fight for us. We can go get this money, and that's an easy fight. So you essentially looking for the biggest paydays for the easiest fight, right? You looking for the easiest fight that you can still get big paydays off of, right? At some point, when are the fans, right? Him and anybody else that's doing this shit. At some point, when are the fans gonna say, you know what I'm saying? Hold your nuts, and right? Man up, and show us that you really want to take the toughest fights. Because I mean, I've been watching and involved in boxing for well over 30 some years, right? So, and I know you older than me, so you've been in it longer than I have.
Thanks for the reminder, dog.
Hey, but so right, I remember, right, growing up, I remember we gave the respect to the motherfucker that had the best resume, that was fighting the best fighters. I know shit has changed, but if shit gonna change, well, then just let it change and let's turn it into a circus, right? I just can't. I'm never going to grow to respect. I know a lot of people say, "Well, boxing's changed. You gotta get with the new times." No, I don't. No, I don't. You know what I'm saying? I'll stop watching boxing completely before I adapt that mentality, that mindset. I can't feel it, man. I don't feel it.
I mean, I get what you're saying. That's why I've always been a part of MMA too, because there's no way I can just put my entire focus on boxing. Because man, when I found out the structure of mixed martial arts, having a single president and the belt status, yeah, it gravitated me to tune into the sport a lot more. But with boxing, it just seems like every other week the WBC is creating another belt. The springtime belt, the winter belt, the summer belt. Man, you got the Mayan belt. You got so many belts out here. And Mike Tyson said, hey, I like it. It allows them to get paid. You know what I'm saying? So I guess it ain't a big deal. You know, Mike's saying, okay, create the belts. It'll allow a fighter to get paid more money. But it's just everywhere, dog. Like, boxing is losing its structure. You know, like you said, the best isn't fighting the best. We up here trying to talk about Errol Spence and Bud forever and a day. And then potentially we might see the lightweight division put on another big time fight when that fight haven't even came anywhere closer than what we was talking about 2 years ago. Right. So we got Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko. You trying to tell me we might put on Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia, and then potentially Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez before we even get Crawford and Spence? That don't make any sense, man.
It really don't. Like I said, man, I get sick of talking about that shit, man. But you know, for some reason it was what everybody want to hear, you know. And I be sick of talking about it because I want to really focus more on, you know, shit, these big fights that are going down. But then when you look at the landscape, right, all of this shit is bullshit and talks, right? Most of the fights, all of the fights that we want to see is Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, right? It's the fucking fairy tale right now because ain't none of this shit going down. We do got some good fights that's, you know, like we got Burchell and we got Burchell and Valdez. We got Maurice Hooker. We gonna be into that a lot, right? We gonna be promoting and talking about that a lot. Maurice Hooker and Virgil Ortiz. What else we got? We got
what you think about that fight, man?
Maurice Hooker and Virgil Ortiz.
Yeah, man, because you know people up here saying just because he got stopped by Ramirez, he's in over his head against Virgil and shit.
I think that's a hell of a fight, man. I think it's a hell of a fight. Maurice Hooker got an 8-inch reach advantage over Virgil Ortiz.
Yeah, 80-inch, man.
And that's a big ass reach advantage, right? If Maurice Hooker goes in and if he's, you know, I know that they've been working on a lot of stuff in there with Bo Mack and Terrence Crawford, you know. I know that they've been working on if Maurice Hooker can work on a few things and actually keep Virgil Ortiz on the outside, right? With that long reach that he has and keep him at bay, that could be a very difficult fight for Virgil Ortiz. So, you know, we gonna, and like I said, we're gonna be breaking that fight down because that fight is not until what, like March?
Yeah.
Couple months into that fight, but we're gonna really be getting into that. But you know, overall, I think it's a great fight. And Virgil Ortiz, he got a chance to show, you know, is he really gonna be on that level?
Yeah.
And then, right, another thing I gotta say about that fight is a lot of people comparing Virgil Ortiz and Boots Ennis, right? Well, with this fight right here, Virgil Ortiz is you know, they in the race. Virgil Ortiz then took off way ahead of Boots Ennis because we still need to see Boots Ennis in there with somebody. You know, just like Teofimo Lopez, he took off ahead of the pack and he way ahead of the pack when it comes to resume. Well, Virgil Ortiz is doing that with Boots Ennis. But like I said, we're gonna talk about that a lot more. Before we get up out of here, Scotty, you got any? Let them know, you know, give them your closing words and let them know where to find you at, and you know when you're going live every day.
What's good, everyone? Hey, once again, appreciate it. Everything Boxing and Sports, always putting on the QOS, man, the quality boxing content. So it's always a pleasure stepping on your platform, man. Thanks for having me. And everybody else in the live chat, man, you can follow me at World Combat Sports on all social media. and you know, keep doing what they do. Support these media outlets, man. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Make sure, like I said, y'all go subscribe to my man, Scotty White, World Combat Sports. You see it on the screen, and he do a lot. He doing a lot of work. He's in the camp of Michael Williams Jr. That's trained by Roy Jones, right? Up and coming man, monster in the sport. He's been in the camp with Deontay Wilder. He out there. He in the field for real. So go check him out. Make sure you subscribe to his channel if you're not subscribed to him. And you already know it's all love, Scotty. Whether we agree or disagree, and you always welcome on the panel with us, man.
I appreciate you, Keon, for sure.
And y'all, for me, I appreciate everybody that's in the chat. Make sure that y'all hit my like button, right? Make sure that y'all don't forget to hit the like button. And y'all already know how I do. There you go, talking that boxing again. I don't watch reality TV. I watch boxing. Until next time, I'm out. I appreciate everybody in the chat.